Negativity serves us in many ways. One of the most significant is by giving us the mechanism of protection against potentially unwanted experiences, which is functionally similar to how fear works. But of course, the tail end of that coin can prevent us from achieving our goals or alleviating suffering. Like goosebumps, hiccups, and wisdom teeth, they are redundant features of evolution in our day-to-day lives as we live in modern societies that transcend the jungle environment where dangerous predators wait to ambush us. Being the root of negativity or suspicion, it is intertwined with our immediate psychology. The brain is a unique tool where our infinite potential and limitations lie. Our relative positioning within human social hierarchies is what sends signals to our brains to tell us how we should behave, fluctuating our confidence levels, our social intuitiveness, and charisma.
Hello? Are you going to take this or make me wait?
Certainly, sir. Sorry, sir.
Looking at such a cause and effect tells us a narrative of how we should behave, but the more aware of us also understand how this works in inverse. How we create an effect has an impact on the cause. For instance, a confident person naturally postures their chest out and has a straight back from the feel-good chemicals allowing their brain to behave in such a way. But if we start to posture our chest out and straighten our back without those chemicals, then we create the chemical cycle at will and boost the blood flow to our brains, creating that chain reaction. When we think how detrimental negativity has an impact on our body language, mindset, and energy level, we can use the same principles in reverse to engineer and fortify our brains to work for us. This provides us the self-trust and confidence to deal with the cycles of mood swings we can have that short-term positive affirmations were not able to achieve. Efficiency is a tail sign of productivity. Logically, this would mean efficient systems are those that do not have any interferences in the chain of command that drive the structure. Your body has many systems. How the components create the performance will be dictated on the healthy growth and supplementation of the individual mechanisms. A seed with nutrient-dense soil and optimal sunlight projection will grow efficiently, while those of a regular standard compromise and contort themselves in ways to retain as much energy as they can. This can lead to distortions and imbalances that need compensation to deal with the lack of balance. Optimal health is our fruit. We tend to focus on the end product rather than the source in an instant gratification world. Like the plant growing in an inefficient system, we obtain all sorts of ailments and seek to compensate them with medical drugs and surgery. Not understanding that rooting our growth in a healthy, strong environment would have gave us the balance in our bodily system, a healthy, positive attitude, and save time, money, and energy that could be used for fortification in other areas. This is important because your body has a limited amount of troops to come and defend it. If your resources are being kept for communication amongst the collective, repairing worn down or worn out groups, then you will have an increased risk from an outside attacker, leading to a negative or pessimistic outlook on your body's fighting fitness. And the further the intrusion, the further the damage will be achieved. But when you arm your cells with durable vitamins, minerals, proteins and fats, as well as other crucial defenses, you equip your body to deal with the outside attacks. In fact, if a small breach takes place rather than being compelled by the intrusions, your body will learn from the event and become stronger for the next time, memorizing the event and the protocols needed to deal with such a potential encounter. We have daily nutritional needs for a reason. Only when you contrast a healthy diet to an unhealthy one will you understand the functionality a healthy one affords you, boosting your intelligence, fitness, mood, and well-being over good tasting food, which in reality companies exploit and manipulate to hijack the brain into thinking it is gaining calorically dense and nutritious foods, when in reality it is quite the opposite. A junk food or processed food diet robs your satisfaction level, mental well-being, and leaves you hungry because it isn't designed to fuel your body. Rather, it is about mimicking the dopamine network. It leaves you at risk from the outside your ancestors and nature has fought diligently to preserve. Deep down we know if what we are doing is bad or good for us. Even if we are ignorant, our subconscious or unconscious aspect of our brain is recording our behavior. Our stories are told back to us through our dreams or the projection of our fears, like pain sending signals to your brain to escape or find a way to heal. Our psychology wants us to fix our physical condition. Many people put on weight as a means of psychological protection. There is a deep meaning behind comfort eating, and even if we lose weight, if we have not dealt with our demons, then our new bodies will not be able to recognize us because our self-worth is identified with the old emotions, beliefs, and body. We will self-sabotage our results that we have worked hard to achieve if we do not feel worthy of our new, improved versions. This is a literal attachment to the pain as an aspect of you, as it doesn't want you to discredit the pain or stress you previously experienced. You have to give yourself the opportunity and permission to heal. You have to take that shadow aspect of you with you to the new normal and recognize your worth, because that is the power you have had up to that point that you did not recognize. And if you are starting a journey, you have to understand that to get to your destination, you must first envision it, be worthy of it, and give yourself the approval to go after it. Because deep down, you are the only person with the power to create that change. Only those who have been through both stages of a healthy and unhealthy diet can see for themselves the impact on their self-perceptions. You will realize physically the influence on what we consume having an impact on our mental and emotional worlds. When you find balance, you find that you are the alpha and omega of your destiny in all areas of your life. How the fruits of negativity sprout from negative roots, and how positive action creates positive karma. You are the consistent, day-to-day cause observing the effect. You are the engineer who is able to analyze the effect and understand what is needed to create one.
That you would even think that shows me how unprepared you are to fight me.
You're no longer equipped to
I may
fight
be off,
me.
but you think I didn't learn anything? That my synapses didn't change? That I kept absolutely nothing?
You have no idea what kind of enemy I can
That
be.
van's gonna rear in that taxi.
What?
The driver's distracted. He's texting. He's going 30 miles an hour. He's 60 feet to stop. He doesn't have room.
What the?
Negativity is the psychology of perfectionism. But as there are few things in the universe as perfect as we would like them to be, we seek to protect our expectations via a preemptive tool known as pessimism. This prevents us from disappointment, but also prevents us from taking advantage of the opportunities the universe provides us. An unknown factor brings anxiety, and negativity helps us calm the potential of disappointment, alongside the existential questions failure has on our self-perceptions. This is simply the ego coming through the back door, trying to clutch onto our fears to prevent itself from annihilation. This mechanism prevents us from experiencing happiness and stops us from growth. Any lasting changes that we make will have an equal negative impact as much as equal positive impact, because our egos are identified with our prior self-perceptions. To resolve this cycle, we must recognize it as one first. We must become conscious of our behavior and then build a healthy self-worth to anchor our changes for a new self-evaluation. We only have a limited measure of energy. Either we fill them with negative or positive fuel. Only when the percentage of total positive outweighs the negative will we gain the momentum to realize our changes. We will find a positive momentum that supports and supplements our new self-perception, a tide that will make you realize the same way you identify with your negative past is now secured in your positive identity. The universe only helps you achieve what you tell it, and so productively and logically we all seek happiness, but only until we seek it consciously will we find it. Physical energy follows the laws of thermodynamics that uses a charge, eventually needing a recharge state, either in a closed system like your body, engine, or a network, or in an open system necessitating energy transfer like the earth to soil, like wood to a bonfire, or fuel to rockets. Emotions are similar, tied to cycles that are polarized in potential within a fixed point in time from an observational standpoint. But of course, when we are in the thick of this emotion, we potentially experience the currents of either positive or negative, or highs or lows. When we observe, we press the stop button on time. When we are in the thick of things, we are on play. The observation is a point in time in our world as a memory, and the emotions are the energy in action. This is why when we are in the present, knowingly or unknowingly, we are working off the memory that has brought us up to that point. And energetically or emotionally, how we feel about this memory is how the current of your emotions are directing and impacting your behavior, regardless of how you feel about it. Though, when we take a logical step back to evaluate unbiasedly the behavior, we can make a much more informed decision on what emotions are serving us, or what is the cause of that memory and its influence on our behaviors and beliefs. This outside observational standpoint is outside of time as compared to time stop, which has an identity linked with the outcome. When we are outside of time, we are like a second ear or eyes with a different interpretive perspective. We can make clear decisions because we are outside of an attached identity ego within an emotional space-time. From this point, we can interpret behavior, our emotions, trends, and cycles to engineer how we want to feel or what we want to achieve. Consider this your higher self or sensible brain, sixth sense even. Working on this muscle will strengthen your intuitive perception by knowing yourself well enough to recognize the behavior of yourself as well as others. Because when we are well versed and intelligent about our conditions, we will free ourselves from the emotional karma that keeps us trapped in our illusions. What we consume is typically what we produce, as is also the case with energy of the people we have around us. The environmental energy we are surrounded by, the foods we consume, and the ideas we invite into our world all determine how our final manifestation will take place for the world and the people around us. The impact this has on us is our ability to completely change who we are and become what we want to achieve. We all know the story of the doctor who hates his job but took it on as a way to appease their parents, making them proud. Or the person who wants to study aerodynamics and work on rockets but has to take on the family business from their aging relatives. These are extreme examples that build over time, not being intercepted before their manifestation took place. The influence our immediate peer group can have socializes us to become a vanilla version of ourselves. You will want to express your unique ideas and personality, as this will tell you whether the people around you will help or impede on your growth. Since either way, it is in the minds of everyone's brains, and everyone truly desires to be themselves anyway. And so you may create conflict or create an opportunity for people to realize their true potential. The risk we take is the difference between living your dreams and living someone else's dreams. The challenging aspect of this dilemma is dealing with all the projections of everyone else's self-perception and own life decisions. You will be dealing with the unconscious energies of everyone else. These will be negative energies fueled by fear, keeping their ego perception alive. It is what prevents people from going after what they want in their life. Seeing someone else achieve the desires invokes regrets in those people. When you recognize this theme of energies coming up, you will see them for what they are. Only then will you recognize how the environment around us directly influences and is interconnected with you. Be proactive with the people you have around you. Be productive about the environment you get situated in. You don't want to settle for vanilla when your favorite flavor is chocolate or strawberry.